It sat at the end of a long, forgotten road, its windows black and its walls sagging with time. Locals called it the House of Dead. Most dismissed it as just another piece of decaying history, but those who lived nearby swore it was different. They whispered about strange lights flickering in the windows at night and sounds of movement echoing long after the house had been abandoned. Few were bold enough to go near it, and fewer still ever came back with the same look in their eyes. One October evening, Marcus, a young photographer with an obsession for abandoned places, decided to test the legend. He had heard the rumors but thought of them as nothing more than small-town ghost stories meant to scare children. Armed with his camera and a flashlight, he set off, determined to capture the inside of the House of Dead. The front door gave way with a groan that echoed through the empty halls, the smell of damp wood and mildew flooding his senses. The air inside was heavy, thick, as though it hadn't been breathed in for decades. Marcus walked slowly, snapping pictures of peeling wallpaper and broken furniture. But after only a few minutes, he noticed something strange. Every photo he took seemed to show faint shadows standing in places he hadn't seen with his own eyes. At first, he told himself it was dust or tricks of the light. But when he turned to leave one of the rooms, he swore he heard footsteps following him, deliberate, heavy, and just a few steps behind. He spun around, but the hall was empty. His heart raced as he tried to convince himself it was the sound of the old house settling. He continued deeper, reaching a narrow staircase that led to the basement. The air grew colder as he descended, his flashlight flickering weakly against the damp stone walls. Down below, the basement stretched out into a maze of rooms that looked more like crypts than storage. As Marcus raised his camera, the flash illuminated something that made his blood run cold. A line of figures standing motionless in the darkness, their faces pale and hollow-eyed. He gasped and swung his flashlight toward them, only to find the room empty. Shaking, he reviewed the photo. The figures were still there, clearer this time, staring directly at him. Panic set in, but when he turned to run, the way back seemed wrong. The stairs weren't where they should have been. The hall stretched farther than before, the walls closing in. The sound of whispers filled the air, low and desperate, like dozens of voices speaking all at once. "Stay, stay," they murmured. His flashlight died, plunging him into total darkness. He fumbled for his phone, but before he could turn it on, something icy brushed against his arm. He froze, then felt fingers wrap around his wrist, pulling him deeper into the blackness. Marcus screamed and tore free, bolting through the dark until his hand struck a door. He shoved it open, stumbling into the night air. Behind him, the house loomed silently, its windows dark once again. Gasping for breath, he looked down at his camera, still dangling from his neck. The screen glowed faintly, showing the last photo it had taken. His stomach dropped. It wasn't of the basement or the figures. It was of him, standing in the doorway of the house, taken from somewhere behind him. Marcus never spoke of that night again, but those who know him say he has never been the same. His once steady hands tremble, and he refuses to go near cameras, mirrors, or anything that might capture a reflection. As for the House of Dead, it still stands at the end of the road, waiting for the next curious soul foolish enough to enter. And if you ever find yourself near it, remember this: some houses don't just hold memories. They keep the dead inside, and they don't let go. Thank you for watching. If this story gave you chills, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more terrifying true horror stories. Your support keeps the darkness alive. Until next time, sleep with one eye open.